So what people don't realize is that our facial muscles actually move in conjunction with our emotions. And our facial muscles only have to move the slightest bit or a millimeter to shift neurochemicals being released in our brain, right? So for example, now you have to close your eyes when you do it because you'll laugh too hard and you won't be able to do it, right? So close your eyes if you're comfortable, right? And then rub your cheeks to just relax them, right? Okay, once your face relaxed, I want you to, you're gonna move your face into the emotion I tell you and notice the direction it moves. Okay, ready? Make the saddest face you can make. The saddest face. And then open your eyes once you have it. Right? Everybody's face should be down. I know, right, Angela? It's hard to do it without laughing. Now, you might all be going, well, that's dramatic, Jen. Nobody makes that face. Wrong. You ever seen somebody do the ugly cry? That's exactly what they look like, right? Just because you're not doing the ugly cry, you're like, well, that's dramatic. No, it's not. So point with your thumb which direction your face moved. Okay, ready? Now let's do another one. Close your eyes, rub your cheeks. Okay, now I want you to make the most angriest, rageful face you can make. Open your eyes. That doesn't look very angry. Okay, now which direction did your face move? Right, it was like down and forward. Does that make sense to everybody? Down and forward, right? So what the scientists figured out, psychologists figured out that there are 8 primary emotions, and every one of those primary emotions has a universal breath, body posture, and facial movement. So when people get intense emotional experiences, also known as every client we work with and family member, their faces habitually move in particular directions. That's how you can universally know if someone's sad or angry or happy, and you read it fast because it's universal. You could literally, somebody studied it in the 70s across all 7 continents. There's a whole seminal article about it, right? So, well, if this is all true, then what the psychologist figured out was that we can actually shift our facial expressions on purpose to disrupt neurochemicals being released and take the edge of our distress off. You ever just been so distressed you just need the edge to be taken off? Just it would be so helpful, right? Mm-hmm. So what scientists studied was how do we use this information that we have about affect regulation theory and create the ability, a strategy to cope more effectively, right? So everybody, again, close your eyes, rub your cheeks. Okay. Now, everybody listen very particularly to my directions. Do exactly what I say. I want you to find something that's mildly irritating in your mind, a person, a place, or thing. Mildly irritating, right? And once you have it, tap your nose. Okay. So focus in on that mildly irritating thing. Go over it in your head over and over again, right? You don't have to hold your nose anymore. Go over it over and over and over again, and you'll feel that irritation bubbling. And just tap your nose again once the irritation is, your mild irritation is bubbling for you because you keep thinking about it. Thank you. Okay, now I want you to ever so slightly turn up the edges of your lips, just slightly. And then as you hold this half smile, I want you to try to continue to think about that irritating thing. Keep the sides of your lips turned up ever so slightly. Turn them up ever so slightly. Continue to try to think about that irritating thing. Okay, open your eyes and bring it back. Gabrielle, what did you notice as you tried to continue to think about the irritating thing with a half smile on? So you guys couldn't see this, but I could. Some of you were going, irritating. Irritating. All right. I could literally see the shift happening on your face. And then some of you shifted completely into a full smile. So what scientists found, these psychologists, as they were studying affect regulation theory, that your facial muscles are linked so much to your emotions that if you shift to, they call it a Mona Lisa smile or a half smile, it can take the edge off of very difficult emotional experiences. And to the point where your brain chemistry shifts that you can't continue to think in an irritated way because different hormones are being released in your brain. Now, I asked you to practice with something mild because we also need to do a training today, and I didn't need to dysregulate everybody who's with us this day, right? You always practice with something mild. I will also share with you now. I would encourage you, before you teach this to anybody, to practice it randomly when you need it, right? No one will be able to use this skill if they do not practice it or try it with a therapist first. Your brain doesn't work that way. That is usually the reason that most things fail. That's why ESFT is an experiential doing therapy, and we practice enactments with the families. And when you go to use this skill for the first time, you'll hear me in your voice, in your head, you'll hear my voice, because I'm going to tell you, you'll know you need the half smile, and every fiber of your being will say, this is so stupid, and I don't want to do it, and bump Jen and her stupid Mona Lisa smile. This is dumb. Because your hormones and neurotransmitters are such that they're angry or irritable or frustrated or anxious. So the thought of switching to a face of acceptance is aversive. So I encourage you to count to 3 and switch it, and you will feel this instant like ping, and just enough release of tension. And the great thing about this skill is it's based off of the science and the neurobiology of the brain, so it works every time.